Now with your snare, let's pull some EQ in. Now, just so you know, sometimes the compression can be first before the EQ. But me, I like to compress the EQ signal. So I like the EQ first in my chain. So let's get some snare stuff going. First things first, I want these lows rolled out. Yep. Now let's find a signal that I really don't want. Let's see here. Yeah, that's good. Now, let me pull this back. All right. Now this might sound a little dull, but when I pull in the compressor and then do the same thing with the bottom snare mic, you'll hear how it comes together. Now, let's put the compressor in here. Matter of fact, let's just drag this one over. Now, this is too compressed. This is the same setting that was on the kick. I don't want that. So, we're going to pull up this threshold. Yep. Now, I want the release a little bit fast, a little bit slower, so it'll hold on to that snare a little bit longer. Here we go. Now, let's hear it without the compression. Now with the compression. Now we can gain it back. Matter of fact, let's hear it against the kick. Now, sometimes the snare sounds good the way it is, but sometimes I want the snare to have less decay. So what I'll do is I'll put a transient. If you're using Logic, for you Logic users out there, it's called the envelope shaper or transient shaper or something like that. For you, everyone else I'm using the Native Instruments Transient Master. Any transient controller, just go into your transient controller and pull down the sustain. Now it's hitting right where I need it to. Turn the volume up a little bit. We there. Now, let me throw one on this kick. And it's already hitting hard because of the compressor. But let me turn this sustain down. And boost the transient master up. We in there now. So you get the idea of what compression is doing. Okay. Now this is just, I muted the transient masters. This is just without This is just EQ and compression. Listen when I turn everything off. Now I'm going to turn it back on. That's EQ and compression. And you can adjust your release. See how I adjusted the release? For those of you who say, well, I don't have a transient situation. Here's the workaround. All you got to do is get another compressor, double it on top of your snare. Now for this, you make the attack, you turn the attack all the way up so that it's super slow. And then you turn up the release. You turn up the release on the original compressor if you want that decay out of there. Now, and if it's still not doing it, you bring the threshold down on the second compressor and then turn the release up again. And it'll shorten your decay. Okay? But if you have a transient situation, you're golden.